Hello again. I'm excited to meet you again for the third session of the Track the Source module. And this session is about web archiving. Why is it important to know how, as a journalist, to look back at what happened at any URL when conducting an investigation? Well, the internet is constantly changing with websites appearing and disappearing and information being added or removed constantly. And bad actors, of course, want to get rid of traces, traces that they believe are indicative of their wrongdoing. So this makes it hard for you, for researchers who want to keep track of sources to control the appearances, the online appearances of these people. Um, and for sure, it's easy for things to get lost or vanish. That's entirely that happens. But there's good news. It doesn't happen all the time. This good news has a name, and we call them web archives. Um, you might have heard, and you probably have heard the Wayback Machine. These are archives that are what they're doing essentially is they take snapshots of websites at different times, which means that they save a copy of the website's appearance as it is on a specific date. Now, regarding the Wayback Machine, the Wayback Machine, think of it as a big online library. It saves copies, as I said, of websites at different times. Maybe in a span of 10 years, you'll have a snapshot of these of how this website looked like in specific dates. You will get a few hundreds. So it's not a few. There's a lot of instances where you can really refer to and make comparisons. It is run by the Internet Archive. It doesn't make any money from it, uh, and you can definitely with Wayback Machine see what that website looked like exactly in the past. And that's important. And what is more important is that you can do that even if that website, of course, has changed or gone offline by now. How do you use it? To use it, you just type the website address you want to look up. It will show you a calendar with all the dates. When it saved a copy of that site, you can click on a date and you'll see the website exactly as it was on that day. It is excellent. It has saved over by now 800 million, over 800 million web pages. Uh, of course, it might not have every page or update made to a site, for sure. So it's a very good online library. It doesn't have everything, just like any good library. Now, I want to give you an example, be a bit more practical. With Wayback Machine around the time of coronavirus 4 years ago, we've got the case of Dominic Cummings. He was then advisor of the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and he claimed that projected, he had predicted the pandemic, the coming of the pandemic. So he said at a press conference that last year I wrote about the possible threat of coronaviruses and the urgent need for planning. He said that at a press conference. He was referring to 2019, that he had predicted that a year back. But little did he know himself, which is impressive, that the internet never forgets. And his sayings were easily disproven by evidence that was spotted by a data scientist who run Cummings blog posts, the blog posts where he was claiming to have written these things through the Wayback Machine. And this exercise showed that Cummings, while he said that he had warned in these blogs about the upcoming virus, he had actually added sections in his writings only recently. So what the Wayback Machine does, it can compare how the website looked like in 2019 and how it looks like in 2020, and where and when that change probably took place. So the exercise showed that he had added two paragraphs about Ebola and SARS to a post on his blog between April 9 and May 3rd, around the time he was giving that press conference. So, understanding that he needed to showcase readiness in his government, he went back to the posts and he added these two paragraphs. He hadn't projected it. He added them, and Wayback Machine showed that. So that's a concrete example how you as a journalist can take advantage of this open source tool to verify if a claim of a source stands as it is or not. And again, it's really impressive how a person like Cummings in this position didn't know the probabilities, the possibilities that the open internet has regarding detection of inaccuracies. That's that's all about Wayback Machine. I want to tell you that there's other tools that are coming handy, primarily because they can save more stuff than the Wayback Machine has probably missed. I'll make a reference specifically to the Memento project. It's an exceptional alternative to the Wayback Machine because it aggregates several sources, including the Wayback Machine itself. You can access archives from several sources using the tool that's called time travel. And it's a first distinction of why that tool is so cool. It also includes some other archives on the list, which means that it's a customizable experience and likely one of the most complete out there. Another feature that's distinctive is the Chrome extension, which allows you to select the date on which you'd like to view the current page, and it brings the tool to where you're browsing instead of forcing you to enter a URL into a form, which is what the Wayback Machine does. And another tool that I want to talk to you about is the archive.today. Archive.today, a snapshot tool. It allows you to save a link of a page as it currently exists, and it offers a simple way to preserve content and generate unchangeable links to the archived versions. Following the link will send users to a version of the page, again, that cannot change. And it also features some relatively advanced search queries you can perform on domains and URLs to find snapshots that have been saved with the tool. Again, this tool also features a Chrome extension and an Android app. And searches on Memento can also include results from archive.today. So that's all I had to deliver today. Journalists can use archive.today to save, again, snapshots of online articles or social media posts, preserving evidence of important statements or events. This is the epitome of what investigative digital journalism is in our days. And I believe you should really put effort in understanding and using these services. This concludes the third session of this module, and I really urge you to take a good read at what Michelle Wiggle, professor of computer science at Old Dominion University, had to say about the importance of web archiving. And I want you to write a one pager, a response, and why you think this could be useful for journalism. So thank you so much for watching me, and see you soon for the fourth session of this module.